Phil McCraken is suing his former classmate Will Butkiss in the amount of $1,521.07. He says the defendant purposefully destroyed his science project.
All rise. Remain standing and come to order. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Kevin Ross presiding.
Ladies and gentlemen, you may be seated.
All parties have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Deputy Thomas. This is a funny case, and you guys are something. Mr. McCraken, prove your case, sir. Go ahead.
Well, Your Honor, I am a science teacher and an astronomer, and I'm a big fan of Uranus.
Okay.
And
you couldn't wait to say that, could you?
I love Uranus.
Okay, I got it.
I built a great model of Uranus for a local planetarium competition.
You built a model. I take it you were because I read the complaint, you were competing against other teachers? Is that what it was?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right.
And I've been doing
teachers?
Other teachers and astronomers.
Oh, just people in the whole field.
Right.
And how is it that you got involved in this contest to begin with?
I actually started entering these type of contests when I was younger, and then I went to...
this is your thing?
Right. I went to the University of Vermont, studied science.
And what grade do you teach?
I teach 8th grade.
You teach 8th grade. So you try to make it fun for them?
I do.
And something about your whole sort of disposition lets me know this is who you are. This is what you're about.
Right. Love space, love planets, especially Uranus. I like that one.
And here we are again, back to that. And then of all names, then we have Mr. Butkiss here. And Mr. Butkiss, what's your role in this whole? Are you also a teacher?
I am. I'm also a teacher. We were studying together at the University of Vermont. Friends during that time,
yes.
And we compete in these events to build models of Uranus.
And you also built a model Uranus.
I did, that's correct.
And isn't that what this is all about? That something happened to your Uranus?
No, mine.
It happened to yours?
Yes. Okay. My Uranus got smashed.
All right. And then you're blaming Mr. Butkiss for that?
Yes.
How did he play a role in that?
Literally just minutes after I'd set the model of Uranus out on the table,
yes.
Will comes over, and he was walking towards me like he was going to try to talk to me or something, and he took his arm, and he knocked it off and smashed it. And then he had also, just before
now, why would he just walk over and with his arm just do that? That doesn't.
Well, no, there's a big rivalry between us. It used to be just a friendly rivalry because.
Why is there such a big rivalry?
Well, I've always won all the competitions in school. I've always been #1, and he's always been #2. And he just gets mad. He talks crap. He didn't want to be my friend anymore. He takes it too serious.
Every time you're in these competitions, is it a different planet or a different set of circumstances that you're supposed to be building these models?
Well, Uranus has always been kind of my specialty on like building and doing projects on and stuff.
Okay.
And then when it got really heated, Will switched over and started making Uranus models as well, just to kind of like compete with me. And he started competing with everything.
You couldn't go with the sun or the earth or the moon or Pluto or...
I have a great deal of respect for Uranus, and that's why I chose
were you always using that particular planet?
Yes. In the earlier
because he said you switched.
In the earlier part of my career, I was studying Mars.
Okay.
But I transferred over to start studying Uranus, and that's where I begin building most of my models are models of Uranus.
And so if you're doing this every year, are you building different models each year or some sort of variation? Because otherwise, I would think it would get old after a while.
Well, I try to just every year push the limits and do something different. So my most recent model it had magnets, it actually floated, it rotated. This was absolutely the best one.
Serious.
I actually have a picture of it. I've got the itemized list.
Let me see a picture of Uranus. Are you enjoying this conversation?
It's a family.
I spent $471 building this model of Uranus.
It's so much for the children, huh?
Yeah.
This blue thing, this is yours?
Yes, that is it. And it rotates, it floats. It was the best one. And at this competition, Your Honor, there was only 5 submissions.
Well, I see some sort of electrical cord. Does it light up? Oh, is this what causes...
Right, and it spins. I thought, okay, so with the competition, if you win, that's the smashed Uranus. That's after This guy over here knocked it over.
I did not
I
smash the
thought this
model of
was
Uranus.
how it's supposed to look.
No, it's not supposed to look like that. It's not supposed to be broken and cracked up. And all. That's after it had a collision with the ground.
Your Honor, I do want to say that there was a giant crack in that model of Uranus before
No, that's not true, Your Honor.
Well, wait a minute, because there's no cracks here.
I don't believe you can see it in that photo, but on the other side,
You're saying on the other side.
That is
there
not
was a
true,
giant
Your
crack.
Because
in
you
the model
said
of
it
Uranus.
rotates, though, right?
It does. It rotates around.
Has he been winning these competitions?
He has, yes. He's been winning first place for best model of
and
Uranus.
he's been winning first place.
Yeah.
And he's
Someone
been,
that went. I got this, sir. I got you. Someone that wins first place all the time is not going to have a crack in their Uranus.
Coming up on America's Court.
I mean, he sends a text saying that he's going to smash Uranus, and then Uranus gets smashed on the floor.
Yeah, last year I said I'm going to blow up Uranus. It
I
didn't
mean, I
explode.
always win, and then, you
Too
know.
much conversation about Uranus.
And later,
I was so frustrated by it all. I figured if he
Why
can
are
see
you
stop,
frustrated? You send a message saying stop.
but
The
Judge,
two of you are killing me.
Judge.
closed captioning provided by This is America's Court with Judge Ross. We're back with the case of Phil MCKRAKEN, who is suing Will Butkiss for property damage.
Talk to me, Mr. Butkiss.
Well,
Did you intentionally crack his model?
I did not. In fact, it wasn't me who knocked it off the table. What we had done is we always have a competitive rivalry for these events.
And he always wins.
He has been winning, yes. But
When have you won?
He won this time, since mine wasn't in it. He broke mine. He finally won.
I
Is
did.
that true?
I did win the best model of Uranus this year. I did, yes.
Do you think that sounds suspect?
You know, maybe a little.
Your Honor, he also sent a text to my friend saying that he was going to sabotage and
The
break
lady here?
Uranus. Yes.
Step forward, ma'am. And this is your name?
Samantha Davenport.
And Ms. Davenport, what's the story here?
Well, you see, as soon as the competition was starting, I got
You were
a text.
there as well?
Yes, I was there as a guest.
And you have known Mr. Butkiss for what period of time?
Well, we all went to college together at University of Vermont.
So, and let's talk about the relationship between these two. What's the
Okay.
story?
Yeah, we were all colleagues,
Yes.
and it began as a friendly relationship. We were all studying astronomy, and so we were all together in study groups for a while.
And you were just there because of the competition as it relates to Mr. MCKRAKEN.
Right, just as a guest.
And you were present and saw what unfolded.
I didn't see the actual event, but I was there, yes.
Well, then how does she help me, sir?
Oh, he sent her a text telling her he was going to smash it. There's a copy of that with my...
Right,
Is that true?
That is true, Your Honor, but we often go back and forth in our competitive nature.
No, I mean, he sends a
Talking-
text saying that he's going to smash Uranus, and then Uranus gets smashed on the floor.
Yeah, and last year I said I'm going to blow up Uranus. It
I
didn't
mean, I
explode.
always win, and then, you
Too
know...
much conversation about Uranus. All right. I'm going to smash Uranus. And then you use another word. Your blank is going down. And then you said, damn autocorrect. I mean Uranus. Ugh.
That's correct.
Did you send this?
I did send that, and
Had you won a previous competition?
I had not. I had always come in second place, but not for lack of trying. You know, I built beautiful models of Uranus that I still think should
And
have
they
won.
weren't good enough. And how do you explain what caused the model
Well,
to be broken?
after sending the text message, I thought, you know, he may take it a little too seriously since I do get very competitive. And it was worded, you know, in that competitive, fiery spirit a little harshly. So I went over.
It's not even just competitive. It's more like, you have been sticking in my craw for a while, I'm taking you down. It wasn't just, I'll see you there, may the best man win, but you know, I'm trying to take you out this time. It's you going down.
Right.
That's how it's conveyed.
So I went up to him to shake his hand, to say, you know, best of luck, may the best man win. And at that time when we went to shake hands, Will lost his footing, turned, and ended up bumping into the table, which is when, you know, the model of Uranus got smashed.
That's your story.
Yep,
You sticking with it?
absolutely.
Okay.
Your Honor, he walked over to me in my direction, knocked it off with his right arm, or with his left arm. I did not shake his hand. We have not been friends for a while. I wanted to be his friend. I wanted to have friendly competition with him. I don't like spiteful stuff like this. I don't like getting texts like that. I don't talk to him like that.
Based on the evidence and the testimony before this court, the gavel will come down in favor of the plaintiff. You will pay him that $1,000. You will pay him that $50 entry fee. Is that what it was? You will pay him $471.07 for his materials. And I find myself thinking, you're both teachers. You are educating young minds, and yet you're acting like a child over Uranus. Really, Mr. Butkiss? That's your judgment. Case closed.
Judge Ross has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant is ordered to pay $1,521.07.
I'm sorry that I smashed Uranus, but you need to know that I have nothing but the utmost respect for it.
Thanks, Judge Ross. Today we got justice for all the fans of Uranus.
And coming up on America's Court with Judge Ross.
I was so frustrated by it all. I figure if he
Why
can
are
see
you
stop.
frustrated?
But
The
Judge,
two of you are killing me.
Judge.
Closed captioning provided by